what has surprised me in the last 6 to 8 weeks is how much people have come together to talk with each other, to think about how do we get out of this crisis, more so than I've ever seen before. So the camaraderie, we're in this all together. Nobody had a playbook how to solve this problem. This is new to everybody. No matter how long you've been in the industry, like me, 25 years, and you probably a little shorter, but nobody has ever experienced this before. So it was new ground to cover for everybody. That's one thing. And I think a lot of people got together within countries, but also on an international level, that maybe never talked to each other before. And this is not, these maybe were competitors or people who normally wouldn't really consider even sharing some ideas with each other, but they have gotten together and shared the problems they have and how do we get out of this for the common good. I think it's strengthened also the position of the national associations and the position of Europe Active in helping to share knowledge and to share best practices. And, this country is doing this country is doing that, sharing information with each other in terms of getting better information. And by the way, in this crisis, I've said it very often, we have to take 100% of the decisions with only 50% of the information. That is a learning that we all have from this crisis. You have to take decisions not having all the information, but you hope that you're going to you have the right instinct and the right people you're talking to and listening to, and what is the best thing to do here. Now, coming out of this, your question is, what are some of my advice? First of all, do the right things for the long term. If you think you need to do something to save your company for the next couple of months, don't do it. Then it's better to stop doing the business because you don't have a longer term viability. So number one, do things now that are good for the long term. If you think there is no long term, then get out of the business. Number two, embrace your people. I think if for what I've heard today also, and if you haven't heard the webinar that we had today with Renee Moos, Humphrey Cobbold, Nerio Alessandri, and Gabriel Sayers, I asked the question to them, what is the one thing that personally has impressed you and has really surprised you and was an eye-opener in this crisis? And all four of them said how my teams have pulled together and really have done everything possible to do the right thing in this difficult time. So I've always been a very big people person, in terms of understanding that with the right people, you get the right results. And those people who now say, I'm paying my people even though I'm not getting my money in, but I'm helping my people to get through this difficult period, those are the entrepreneurs and the business people that will have a loyal team coming out of this crisis. So so first of all, do things now for the long term, not just for the short term. Take care of your people. And thirdly, rethink your business model. This is a time to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, the world has changed. We're coming out of this. What do I have to do different, and how I can sharpen my pencil to really adapt and adopt my business model coming out of this situation. Those would be my three pointers. Maybe the fourth one, when in doubt, don't open yet. Be careful when you reopen. Be careful not to destroy your image, and be sure that when you open, you have dotted every I and crossed every T in order to make sure that you are safe and for your employees as well as for your members in reopening your clubs.